Hello, this is Emily. Welcome back to my channel. And today I might be in a bit unfamiliar location. Not really, I'm just sitting behind my recliner that I normally sit in to film because I am going to be unhauling these two giant stacks of books behind me. So y'all can come for me in the comments for the amount of books I'm unhauling. I'm going to just share briefly the title of the book and kind of a reason why I'm unhauling it and move on. But I guess just stay tuned and let me show you what I'm getting rid of this spring. The Land of Roar is being unhauled. I did enjoy this book. However, I kind of lost interest in continuing on with the series, so there's no point for it sitting on my shelves, and I'm sure somebody else will thoroughly enjoy reading it like I did. Half Stick of Shadows was unfortunately a DNF for me, which is why it's being unhauled. I just felt the story was very repetitive to the Legend of Author, which is what it's based off of. So it's going away. I have the first 4 books of Terry Pratchett's Discworld series. I read the first one, was kind of mediocre, and just never really cared to read the rest. And they've been sitting on my shelf for over a year, so it's time to see them go to make more room for other books. Norwegian Wood by Haruka Murakami, I think was one of his weaker works. I read it, didn't care much for it, probably will never read it again, so there's no point for it to sit on my shelves. I have the Modern Fairy Tales by Holly Black and The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, as well as How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories. I did enjoy these 2 books thoroughly. However, I kind of lost interest in continuing on with the series and don't think I ever will, so this is going to go. And I never read this one, but since I'm not continuing on with her series, I figure somebody else will probably enjoy this more than me. I do have the Stargirl duology, I believe it was. I did love these books as a child. However, now that I'm an adult, I just don't feel the need to reread them and figure some other kid would love these more than I would currently enjoy them now. I have the first 3 books in the Little House on the Prairie series. These are some more childhood favorites of mine, and I feel that some other children can enjoy them as much as I did, and so I'm going to get them off my shelves and donate them somewhere. I have the whole series of Unfortunate Events series. This was one I did re-thrift them all. However, I started rereading them and they just didn't hold up to how much I adored them as a kid. And therefore, I am getting rid of them, and maybe some other children will love them as much as I did when I was that age. I have Neil Gaiman's Is for Magic and The Ocean at the End of the Lane. Both of these I read. They are okay. However, I probably won't reread them and probably not my favorite works of his. I really wanted to love One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. However, I just didn't feel like this one was as strong as her debut novel, and so I'm unhauling it because I'm not going to reread it. I am unhauling the Illuminae Trilogy. I did really enjoy all 3 books. I think Obsidio was probably the weakest of the 3. However, I probably won't ever reread it again because young adults, not my go-to genre anymore. I do have the first 4 books in the Temeraire series. I read His Majesty's Dragon. It was okay. However, I didn't really care to continue on with the series. So therefore, I'm going to unhaul the rest of these. Luckily, I did buy them all used, so I didn't spend that much on them. So it's okay for me to unhaul them. So they're going to go into my donation stack. Tagana was a book I did DNF. I got about 100 pages in and just wasn't caring much for the narrative. So I'm unhauling it and maybe someone else will enjoy it instead. So don't come for me, but I am unhauling my Lord of the Rings trilogy. I do love the series. However, they are mismatched, and for my birthday this year, my mom got me one of the special editions that's illustrated with like the gold foiled edges and all that. So that is going to be replacing these copies, and these can be donated so someone else can love and share the series as much as I do. I'm unhauling my A Wrinkle in Time box set. I have read the whole series and enjoyed it. I believe the first one and the second one are probably the strongest 2, and then kind of after that the series did kind of take a nosedive and wasn't as enjoyable, but I probably won't ever reread them again, so there's no point having them sit on my shelves because I have so many books and unfortunately I had to make room for more. I'm unhauling Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. I tried reading this and I think I got about 50 or 70 pages in and was completely lost on what was going on and kind of just like general apathy of reading it overall. So I'm unhauling it and maybe someone else will enjoy it. I do plan on trying some more of her works. Just this one wasn't it for me. I'm unhauling A Place Called Perfect and The Trouble with Perfect. I did try to read A Place Called Perfect. I got about halfway through. It's just the story, I felt like it was more of a chore for me to read and enjoy. I think because it is a true middle grade and I just wasn't meshing well with the writing style. And middle grades are hit or miss for me, so this was one that was definitely a miss. But I'm sure someone else will fall in love with this book, so it's going in my donate pile. I'm unhauling The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue and The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzie Lee. I did definitely enjoy this one. This one was not as enjoyable, but it was still a good read. However, I don't plan on continuing on with the series or rereading what I currently have, so they can go bye-bye. Another book I'm unhauling is A Curse So Dark and Lonely and A Heart So Fierce and Broken. This was an okay read. I think the main reason I kept it so long is because I did love the spine of it. However, the sequel did not come with that spine, so I was just like, I don't really feel like continuing on with the series. I'm just going to unhaul it, and I'm sad to depart with such a beautiful book, but if I'm not going to read it, it shouldn't sit on my shelves. I'm unhauling this copy of Dr. Sleep. I have not read the book yet. However, I did end up with duplicates of this at Christmas time, so there's no point in me keeping two. So I'm going to donate one. I'm getting rid of Da Vinci's Tiger. This one I did read. I just didn't care much for it. I'm not a big fan of historical fiction, which is probably the main reason I didn't really enjoy it, so I don't ever plan on rereading it. The X Hex was another meh book for me. I really wanted to enjoy it. I just didn't quite enjoy it. And so I'm unhauling it and hopefully someone else will fall in love with it. Shadow of the Wolf is a book I haven't read. However, I got it thinking it was interesting, found out it was a series, and then realized the series was never finished. So I don't want to commit to a new series or end up waiting years and years for the final book to come out, like in Name of the Wind. So I'm going to unhaul it, and if it does ever get completed, I might repurchase the whole series, or I might not. So I picked up Emily the Strange thinking it was going to be a graphic novel. However, it's more of a, not really a graphic novel. It does have pictures. It's just not the format I was expecting it to be in. So I'm going to unhaul it because I really don't care to read it. Daughter of the Blood by Anne Bishop is a book that's sat on my TBR for quite a while. I got it thinking it sounded interesting. However, it's part of a series, and I have so many series ongoing, and I kind of lost interest in starting this one, so I'm unhauling it because I probably need to focus more on the series I'm in the middle of before starting any more new series. So I'm getting rid of the first 3 books in the Legend of Condor series. I did read A Hero Born. However, I didn't mesh well with the writing style and was kind of bored reading it. So I don't really want to continue reading the rest of the series. So I'm unhauling what I bought so far. The final book I'm unhauling is the Lost Apothecary. I did read this. It was okay. However, it's not one I will reread. And so therefore, there's no point for it to sit on my shelves despite it having such a lovely cover. So I guess that's all for the books I'm going to talk about unhauling today. I have done a massive spring cleaning. Not sure how many books I'm actually getting rid of because I didn't really count them. I just went through my shelves and was like, that one I don't want, that one I don't want. Because I also have a lot of books I need to make room for on my shelves. So it's time to get rid of the old to make room for the new. So I guess that's what I'm going to be doing. But anyways, I guess that's it for today. If you did enjoy, feel free to click the like and subscribe button down below. And I like to thank you guys for watching and stay tuned for next time.